What's up, everybody? Happy Friday. Hope all you're having a great day so far. It's been pretty cloudy today. No sunlight at all today. um, Getting into this episode, first of all, I have to say I agree with Lulu 1000% on the Christmas situation. I agree. For me, Christmas is for children as far as gifts and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not big on getting adults Christmas gifts. I'm not big on that. Unless, I mean, when it comes to adults, you're either going to get a gift card from me or you're not getting jack. Like, that's just what I don't like shopping for people. I don't like shopping for nobody. I like shopping for myself because obviously I know what I like and I know what I want. I don't have time to guess what somebody wants. You know what I'm saying? I don't have that time. Like, you either getting a gift card from me to TGI Fridays or something or to Walmart. Like, you'll get a gift card more than likely. That's about it. It's like, I'm not big on Christmas gifts. You know? As far as me giving them, I'm not big on it. As far as me getting them, I'm still not big on it. Like, if you get me a gift, cool. If not, that's cool too. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just what it is. Uh, you know what I'm saying? I like Christmas nowadays because of Christmas cookies and cheesy Hallmark Christmas movies. That's what I love about Christmas now. And the feel of Christmas. You know, the snow, the lights are up. You know, just the feel. That's it. The gifts, I don't care for. If you do want to get me a gift, let me know. But anyway, getting into that though, Nina, 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 Nina irked my soul today. I'm gonna say that she annoyed me so much. She was so obnoxious today. Like, I'm sorry, but from now on, if the bullying continues, Valentine and Lulu are gonna have to have these conversations without Nina. Nina is such an enabler. Like, she sits there and she keeps calling Charlotte a princess and oh, she's great. You are enabling her every time you do that. Like, you know she's bullying this child and you sitting there talking about alleged bullying. There ain't nothing alleged about it. If the teacher witnessed the bullying herself, obviously it's no longer alleged because she witnessed it. And why would a teacher lie about a child bullying another child? What would she do that for? You know what I'm saying? So clearly it's not alleged. Just because you haven't seen it yourself, so what? Somebody else has seen it. I'm willing to take the word of a teacher. I'm just saying. Um, but she was just getting on my nerves. Like, you keep calling her all type of princesses. You're enabling this behavior. Then she's sitting there talking about she's not going to leave Windermere because she felt like Lulu went too hard on Charlotte. Lulu was not hard enough, in my opinion. Let me tell you why. Because this child is bullying another child. She clearly sees nothing wrong with it. That right there is a problem. When your child systematically picks on another kid and tries to tell another kid how to act and how to behave so other kids will like him, because Charlotte felt like Aiden was weird. You know, this is what I learned growing up. People only think something's weird if they don't get that person. If you don't understand that person, anything you don't understand or get, you think is weird. That's because you don't get it. I I read this about, the Smith family. Will Smith, Jada Pinkett Smith. People have called that family weird for years because their son, sometimes he dresses in women's clothes, but apparently he is a straight kid. They always call that family weird. But I think, like I said, people think something is weird because they don't get the dynamic. They don't get that person. So of course, whatever you don't understand, you're going to think is weird. That's just what it is. Um, but I agreed with Lulu's approach. I love Lulu's approach. That's why I say Lulu wasn't hard enough on her, because Lulu was not yelling at her. She didn't punish her. She simply tried to make her understand that you can't tell another child how to act. You know what I'm saying? Let the teacher handle it. Let the other parents handle it. Nina annoyed me because she's sitting there talking about, oh, it's up to the other parents to toughen up their kid. Being tough ain't got nothing to do with it. It has nothing to do with it. When you get bullied and picked on, it messes with you emotionally. It messes with your self-esteem. You know what I'm saying? That's what it does. And that's how Aiden is more than likely feeling. You know, like he's small, like people don't care about him. That drives kids to suicide. I'm going to get more on that in a second, but I just want to say that, like I said, Lulu handled it perfectly. She tried to make Charlotte understand that you can't tell other kids what to do. You have to treat people how you would want them to treat you. If you disrespect people, be mean to people, be rude to people, they're going to be mean and disrespectful and rude to you. You get what you give. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. And I'm glad Lulu took that approach. You know, and she also had her come with her to Elizabeth's house to apologize to Aiden. You know, and she does owe that boy an apology, a serious one. Um, onto the whole suicide thing. And I'm glad GH is telling this story of bullying. I'm happy they're telling it. Like I said, 7 years ago, of course, One Life to Live told this story with Rex and Gigi's son, Shane Marasco. And that boy was on top of the school building about to jump off. I remember that episode like it was yesterday when Jack Manning, Todd Manning's son, was bullying him and stuff like that. I remember they filmed that boy in his underwear in the gym. They took his clothes, all of that, and they filmed it. That boy was about to jump off of a roof. That's how serious bullying is. And they were teenagers. You got kids nowadays that are 8, 7 years old, 6 years old, 9 years old, hanging themselves. I read a story just last night. No, 2 days ago. A little 9-year-old girl. Her aunt said she would come home every day emotionally drained from school because the kids bullying her. One day, she was just sitting at the table doing her homework. She asked to be excused. She was at her grandmother's house. She went into the bathroom. The grandmother felt like she was in the bathroom too long. The door was locked. When she went and got a butter knife and opened that door, that child was hanged. She hung herself in the bathroom at her grandmother's house. This is how serious bullying is becoming. You know, it's always been serious, but now it's getting totally out of control. You got these kids, not just teenagers, but you have smaller kids, not even in middle school yet, in elementary school, committing suicide. That's how serious it is. More parents need to take it more seriously. That's what pissed me off about Nina today. This is why I say, as a step parent, and she's barely even a step parent at this point because her and Valentine are in the process of a divorce. Lulu and Valentine are doing her a favor by even letting her be in on these discussions. But she's being obnoxious. She's being ridiculous. She's not taking this seriously. And she doesn't know her place as a step parent. Let the parents handle this, not you. Especially if you're going to be obnoxious about it. Nina's ridiculous at this point. Totally ridiculous. Moving on from that. Elizabeth apparently has a new couch in her house. I noticed that. I don't know if all of you noticed, but I noticed certain things in people's homes. And I could have sworn when I seen her house today, I'm like, didn't Elizabeth have a white couch in her house? And now it's like, I think it's like a green type color. I don't really know what that is, what type of color it is. But it's not a white couch, though. I noticed the difference. This boy, Cameron, is trying to put weed in brownies. He was thinking about putting that marijuana in them brownies, too. I know it. Cameron, I am so glad he called the drug dealer and told her, not the drug dealer, but, his little weed connect, Trina, Jocelyn's friend. Texted her basically telling her, I think it was Jocelyn's friend. I know he asked her for the weed, but she might have been sending it to somebody else because her name on the phone was unknown before her name was in the phone. So it might have been another connection. Basically telling the contact, no, I don't need the marijuana or whatever. The deal is off or whatever. I was thinking, I'm like, I don't know if I was like, please don't put that marijuana in them brownies because Franco was tearing them brownies up. I was like, Franco, put the brownies down, bro. Because you never know. He could have slipped that marijuana up in there without Laura even noticing it. But I'm glad Laura and Cameron had that conversation because Cameron does need to be a better big brother to Aiden. Aiden, he looks up to you. He needs you, Now is the time to rally around him. Um, Julian. Well, before I get to Julian, let me talk about Christina and Alexis first. Christina need to stop listening to them little cult people. Now she's sitting there talking about, oh, birthdays don't matter. Every day is a birthday. I say, oh, Lord, that's that cult talking. Alexis had me dying when she called her Buddha. I was crying. I said, for real, that's how she sounded, like a little Buddhist. You know what them little Buddhas look like, them little fat bald people. um, I said, for real, she acting like a straight Buddhist. Like, talking about birthdays don't matter. And I was like, that is some straight cult. That's that cult talking. That's what that is. Julian come up in there with his little hissy fit because he saw Kim and Drew laid up on the couch at the hospital, booed up. So now he mad or whatever. Then he gonna turn around and fire Christina. Alexis had to go out there and talk to him real quick. I'm like, I already knew. Of course, Christina wasn't really fired. He was just mad, of course. Um, but I mean, Alexis did get Christina a $5 raise on top of whatever she's being paid, which I'm sure is a decent amount. I mean, I wouldn't sneeze at a $5 raise because my job only gave me a quarter raise. I was mad about that. Like a whole quarter. Oh, I was heated because when you put in a lot of work for these companies and stuff like that, and you get such a small raise after all the work you put in, they only hand you a quarter. I'm like, okay, what am I supposed to do with a quarter raise? I can't, buy a new Mercedes on this or nothing. You can't buy nothing with this. Can't buy a taco with this. A quarter raise? I said, are you serious? All the work. I'm gonna tell you right now, the work I put in did not match my money. I'm just saying, like the hours matched the money, but the work did not match the money. Like I put in a lot of work. I'm just saying, like when you put in a lot of work at your job and you don't get no promotion after a minute, and I was like, no, I'm done with this. Like it was a hot mess. I might have to use that one day as a story time. Um, so anyway, yeah, Christina need to stop hanging around these little people, these little cult people, because they filling her mind with all that gaga. I told y'all this is gonna be a cult storyline because the way she talking is real cult like. It really is. I'm like, Alexis even look a little disturbed by it, by the way she talking. I'm like, for real, like I would be too. So apparently Julian hired a cleaning service to clean Kim's apartment, got a person or a company to do her grocery shopping for her. That was amazing. I feel like Julian should have just understood why Kim and Drew were hugged up a little bit on the couch. I mean, their son is battling cancer. It does bring people a little closer together when your child is in crisis. Um, so he could have been a little bit more understanding, or at least spoke to Kim about it. I understand why he doesn't want to bring this to her because everything she's dealing with. But I mean, communication is key in a relationship. I'm just saying, when you have no communication, that's where things get a little murky. You know what I mean? Like if there's no communication, so things get a little misguided. And I feel like that's what happened there. Things got a little, there was a miscommunication. I kind of felt bad for Julian when he was at the hospital and stuff, and he saw them all cuddled up. But I have a feeling though, she, like I said yesterday, she still got feelings for Drew. And Alexis, judging by that hug that she witnessed between Julian and Kim, she definitely still jonesing for Julian. Alexis still want Julian, I could tell. The mere fact that she asked Christina, her and Julian talk about her, I was like, yep, you still want him. It's obvious because when you ask your child or anybody, do that person and your ex talk about y'all when you're not around, that means you still got some feelings. Like I said, I wouldn't mind Julian and Alexis getting back together down the road. Not at this moment, but down the road, I wouldn't mind it. I always did like them together. I felt like their marriage was a little too short because that was when Julian was going through that mess that ruined their marriage. So anyway, um, my whole thing about Marcus is I understand where he's coming from because it's not easy to see your wife slipping away from you. You know what I'm saying? It's not easy. I feel like he should be a little bit more understanding. Your wife has Alzheimer's, Mike has Alzheimer's. They don't remember, their mind is slipping. You know what I'm saying? It's going to keep slipping. There's no cure. So I understand he's hurt that she's taking solace with another man. instead of with him. I get it. I totally understand. I mean, look at what Sonny going through with his father. His father didn't even recognize him today. You know, and I felt bad for Sonny. Like, you see the tears coming in his eyes when he saw that his father didn't even recognize him. But at the same time, he knew it was going to happen at some point. Every second of the day, when you're dealing with an Alzheimer's patient, their mind is slipping every minute of the day. Every day, they lose a piece of themselves. It's just how the disease is. It's sad to watch it, because it's people in real life that go through that. Like I said, my great grandmother, she went through that too. You know, Alzheimer's is no joke. She was going through dementia and stuff like that. She would put a cup of tea on the stove and forget that she put it up there. And then she would, 5 minutes later be like, oh, I want a cup of tea, and start making a whole new brew when it's already one on the stove, because she didn't remember doing it. I've personally witnessed that. She even walked out the house in the middle of the night and stuff like that. Thank God somebody was there to, get her, because she lived in a senior building. So it was hard, during that time. It was real hard. It's hard to hear about it. It's hard to watch it. It's hard on the families. It's difficult. I just wish that Marcus was a little bit more understanding of it. I think, that's what Stella was trying to help him figure out, like, be a little bit more understanding. I did like the conversation between Jordan and Stella. They've come a long way in the past few weeks since the wedding. They've come a long way. Um, Curtis was confused when Stella was walking out the diner. She was smiling and Jordan was smiling because it was like an unspoken thing between the two of them. I interpret it as Stella being grateful that Jordan, and thankful that Jordan, took the time to search for Marcus and stuff on her behalf. I think she was appreciative of that. She was kind of thanking her without actually saying thank you. And I think Jordan understood that too. So it was cool that they had that moment. Um, Honestly, I don't know who Jordan thinks she fooling. She already know her and Curtis are never going to take a vacation, because after they get done with this Ryan mess, you already know a whole another case going to pop up. That's just how it is. So I don't think she going to get that honeymoon. So y'all better get a room at the Metro Court and call it a day. I'm just saying. As far as y'all getting out the country, I don't think that's happening anytime soon. Um, so anyway, when Marcus walked in and saw Mike and Stella under that mistletoe and Sonny and Carly face, I said, it's about to go down. I was like, get it, Mike. Mike might not remember some things, but I'm sure he know how to get his groove back, because Mike was about to do the do. I said, go ahead, Mike. Um, this is a pretty cool episode. I didn't have too much of an issue with it. It's pretty cool, pretty fun. For a cliffhanger Friday. Anyway, hit the comment section. Let me know what y'all thought. I will see all of you Monday. Have a wonderful, fantastic weekend. See you all later. Peace.